Whether you're planning a trip and want it to go flawlessly, or have already had issues while traveling, tips on that matter are always welcomed, as you really don't want to realize what you messed up after you've done it. It's common sense. Hi, and welcome to Travel Global. Today we'll be taking a look at 10 travel mistakes that people commonly make, and how to avoid them. Without any further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Overpacking. When packing your luggage, you might be tempted to bring all your belongings so that you don't miss anything during your adventure. But you don't want to pack to the point where you can't close your luggage, as you want to have room for souvenirs and things you bought during your trip. If you want to follow that advice, just bring the essentials like a few t-shirts, a couple of pants, and your basic toiletries. On the other hand, if you want to go all out, you can use a few packing tricks to get the most stuff in your bag, like rolling your clothes or using a hydraulic press to fit a billion things in it, like Mary Poppins. Number 9. Not having enough time between your flights. When you have connections at several airports to get to your final destination, you want to have time to at least get on the next flight, as unexpected things can happen, such as a delayed or cancelled flight, and having to reschedule a flight because you didn't allow for some space in your schedule can be a bit frustrating. You really want to make sure you schedule flights correctly to avoid making such a rookie mistake. Number 8. Failing to get a visa to the country you're visiting. Even if you're sure you're allowed to visit a country, it's always a good idea to check if you need a visa to enter the place you're visiting, as you don't want to be denied access and returned home. Something similar to this happened a few years ago when an immigrant was stuck in the Paris airport for a good while because he didn't have a valid passport. He couldn't go back to his country or enter France. This one is easy to prevent, but it's definitely a big bummer if you don't do so. Number 7. Forgetting to bring some stuff. If you follow the first advice and in the end forgot to bring an essential item, don't blame us and follow this one. When traveling, you always want to have a checklist with everything you need on it. It's really important to do so, and being prepared for a trip is definitely worth the time. We won't include one in the video as you may need different things based on your destination activities, but a quick Google search will guide you to a lot of great ones. Number 6. Exchanging money at exchange places. Imagine that for some reason you forgot you were traveling to another continent and only have your country's currency. You might be tempted to use an ATM or a local exchange place, but the truth is these places aren't really trustworthy. ATMs charge you a fee for every transaction, while exchange places only give you about 45% of what you're paying for. So make sure to exchange at your bank before you go abroad. Number 5. Not packing an adapter with you. Another dumb mistake that can be made is if you forget to bring a set of adapters and end up not being able to charge your devices. That can be prevented by using a checklist, or just your common sense. Just make sure the voltage is right so you don't fry your phone and blow up the hotel. Number 4. Running out of battery. When you're running around the African wilderness or visiting the Vatican, you want to have plenty of juice to power your phone, as sometimes the best pictures are unexpected and having an empty battery can be annoying. It can even be dangerous if you need to find your way back home. For these situations, we recommend you get yourself a good battery pack so you have a lot of power to work with. Number 3. Getting sick. Sometimes a great trip can make a sudden 180, and suddenly you're in the bathroom for a whole week instead of exploring the country or relaxing at the beach, ruining your experience. Be sure to always check online or with your doctor for vaccines you need to have before going on your dream trip. Number 2. Misunderstandings. If you don't want to end up sliced in two halves in another country because you didn't know the local slang, be sure to inform yourself about expressions in the country's main language and how people act. Manners can change between countries, and getting called out for misunderstanding is really dull. Number 1. Traveling without a plan. Finally, it's always a good idea to plan out every activity that you want to do. It'd be a big bummer to arrive in Pisa and not be able to climb the tower because you didn't book it 5 months ago. Before you go, always book your returning flights, hotel rooms, and activities. To conclude this video, make sure to tell us in the comments which tips you have for your fellow travelers, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Thank you for watching and have an amazing new year.